to our minds when we think of salt and light? Maybe the academic would think of the literal definition. Salt being a chemical compound of sodium and chloride. Light being electromagnetic radiation that is detected and reflected back on the human eye. Residents in the Northeast may think of sunlight. That warm, glorious glow that is a limited luxury in the wintertime. We may also think of the countless pounds of rock salt that melts our ice and snow. Like in Jesus' day, we throw out salt. We do it on purpose. Those little coarse crystals are the miracle that allow us to continue with everyday life, despite the bad winter weather. For those with high blood pressure, or those who are health conscious, we may think of table salt as that delicious seasoning that our doctors tell us to limit in our diet. As a preacher, what comes to my mind is Jesus' simple brilliance. He illustrates what his followers should be like using everyday common terms. That everyone is seen and tasted. There's no isolating individuals talking about obscure objects or concepts. Salt and light are commonplace in our lives. So much so that we take them for granted. We do not even appreciate or realize the miracle that they provide for us. One of the greatest miracles of salt is found in cooking. At this church, we have a lot of good cooks and bakers. I and many others have benefited from your continued ministry. Every potluck, we benefit from your culinary talent, time and love that you put into every hot dish. Enjoy every sweet and savory morsel that you make. For you cooks and bakers, you know the secrets of salt. You know how salt is an amazing little mineral that can do great and mighty things for your casserole. You only need just a little bit, a dash there, a teaspoon here. That little amount will flavor the whole dish in ways that cannot be seen. Salt has amazing ability to enhance the other ingredients and bring out the best in what you're cooking. Salt brings out the savory, creamy goodness of avocados and guacamole. Salt helps to balance out the sweetness in chocolate chip cookies. Salt breaks down proteins in meat and intensifies the flavor and aroma of your soups. And to top it off, this mineral has the ability to preserve and protect our food. It helps by drawing out the moisture. Helps to cure our favorite meats from beef jerky, ham, bacon, salami. There's a lot that this little mighty mineral can do. Light is equally amazing. It is the phenomenon that illuminates our world. It travels faster than anything else in the whole universe. You can't touch it. Can't taste it, can't hear it. We know that light is there. We usually do not see visible light, but we see it being reflected on different surfaces. Light exposes the world that we live in. For little children, light can transform a dark room from a scary place to an ordinary and safe one. Light can completely change the atmosphere and mood of a room. Just think about what a difference turning off the eye-straining brightness of commercial fluorescent lights and turning on lamps that have a calming glow. Today's passage, Jesus tells us that his disciples and his followers should be salt and light to the world around them. And if salt ever loses its saltiness, what good would it be? It would have lost its purpose and reason for being. It would be as useful as a broken cell phone that can no longer make calls. Or an old computer whose hard drive has crashed. Or a car whose engine no longer works. The same could be true for a lamp. What good is a lamp if it's hidden under a basket? Light should not hide and be hidden in sight. It should illuminate the room, for light should be shared with everyone. Jesus calls his disciples and his church today to help others follow in the goodness of God. For those who do that, they will be great in the eyes of God. Well, the question remains then, how do we be salt and light in our communities? I know we will all have different answers to this question. But just to, spare someone, I know that there will be someone who will come up to me after service, being clever and smart aleck, and say, they're going to be like salt and raise someone's blood pressure. I don't think that's what Jesus was meaning. But seriously, I believe that we can do great and mighty things. We don't have to do much. A little effort here, kind gesture there. They make an incredible impact in ways that we may never even realize. Just like salt, we can bring out the best of those around us. Could encourage someone and remind them of their great potential. Can encourage them to reach for that job promotion, to go back to school, to apply for that scholarship, to try out on that sports team or high school club, to take up that new hobby. Our kind words make a great impact. We can bring out the talent and ambition and dreams of those around us. And just like salt, you can help to protect and preserve those around you. Students, you can stand up to bullying in your schools and online. You can discourage it when you see it happening and choose not to participate in it. For no one deserves to be picked on for who they are, for what they look like, for how they act, for who they love. For those who can sew, you could make a simple blanket in supporting our mission of the month. And just like salt, your blanket would protect someone from the cold after the aftermath of a natural disaster. Light, we can expose the reality of the world that we live in. We can stand against injustice and inequality. Simple acts, such as signing an online petition and encouraging your social network to do the same, make an incredible difference. Like light, we can transform our world from a dark and scary place to a safe and happy happy one for all. And even more, we, like light, can completely transform a room, the atmosphere, and the mood by simply a positive attitude. Positive attitudes can completely illuminate a room and affect the mood of everyone else around you. So on Monday morning, when you walk into the office, I challenge you to have a positive attitude and be the pleasant light that brightens a room. God, help us to make a difference in our world. Be the salt of the earth and the light of the world. And even if they're just small gestures of kindness and love, may our love of Christ shine